everybody, welcome back. Today is Wednesday the 13th of May and I'm not going to mess around today, I'm just going to get straight into the video. So today's word of the day in association with Mrs. Wordsmith is clammy. Clammy. And you can see from the picture there that the character is kind of dripping with sweat. And if you have a look at the definition underneath there, clammy is an adjective, it's a describing word, and it means soggy or moist, like your skin when you are sweaty or feverish. So it's a bit of a ugh kind of word. Have you ever felt that way? I remember once I was on holiday and I was on a bus. And the bus had no air conditioning and it was a nightmare. It was really hot and there were loads of people on this bus and I felt all sticky. And then the chair gets all sticky and it just makes you feel like, ugh, clammy. You felt very clammy and sticky. So you might feel clammy if you've been a bit poorly. I know that some people in the past have had fevers or they've not been very well, and that can sometimes make you feel quite hot and ill and clammy, and you get those sort of sticky skin if you've got a fever. So you might have experienced that. You might have experienced, say for example, on sports day. We've had lots of sports days in the past where we've been all sat outside in the sunshine with our water bottles and we've got our sun cream and our hats on, but actually it's so hot out there that we've started to get quite sticky and we're running around. So you might feel quite clammy in that sort of situation. Remember, clammy means soggy or moist, like your skin when you are sweaty or feverish. Sometimes in the summer term at school, when we're all in the classroom and just before we've opened the doors, because I like to have the doors open in the summer, it can get quite hot. But if we don't open the doors, then it can be quite clammy and hot in there, can't it? And you can kind of start to feel a little bit sticky. So clammy means soggy or moist, like your skin when you are sweaty or feverish. So you are going to have two challenges for this word today. One of them, as ever, is going to be your handwriting challenge. Now, I'm going to explain to you now. The second challenge is really quite easy. It's a discussion-based challenge. And I think that actually that means you should be able to spend loads and loads of time on your handwriting and get it absolutely perfect. So a couple of things that I'm going to be looking for when you send me your handwriting today, I'm going to be looking for really beautifully joined letters. I know that in school you usually write with a black pen or a pencil or one of those sort of handwriting pens. So please try and do the same at home. Don't want to see anyone drawing in crayon or felt tip or, writing in crayon or felt tip. The other thing that I'm going to be looking for is when you are writing your sentences, they absolutely must have a capital letter at the beginning and a full stop or other appropriate punctuation at the end. So it could be a question mark or an exclamation mark. So you absolutely must write with an appropriate writing implement. So a pen or a pencil or a biro or a fountain pen if you have one, but not a crayon or a felt tip. I'm also going to be making sure, I'm going to be really, really picky because you guys are old enough now to know that we wouldn't dream of writing a sentence without a capital letter and a full stop. So I definitely expect that. Now I realise that some of you, because there is one more thing that I'm going to be looking for, I realise that this is really, really tricky for some of you at the moment because you're learning from home and you might not have all the same things that we have in school. But your handwriting is absolutely gorgeous when you write on lined paper. So if you can in any way avoid writing on plain paper, that would be fantastic. And if plain paper is the only paper you have, please don't worry. Just take a ruler and really lightly draw some lines first. So that will really help to make sure that all your letters are sort of sitting in the right place. So, two challenges. Challenge number 1, handwriting. Okay, challenge number 2 is quite a simple challenge. So you don't really need anything. You don't need a pen, you don't need a pencil, you don't even need a bit of paper. All you need is somebody to talk to. If you don't have anyone at the moment that is available to talk to you, if mum or dad are working, or if you have a sort of a brother or a sister that's perhaps too little to understand, then don't worry, you don't need to do this challenge. It's just something to think about and something to discuss. So I want you guys to think about and discuss the word clammy. So you might ask a grown-up, for example, what they understand the meaning of the word is. You know, we've got our definition here, look, soggy and moist, like your skin when you're sweaty or feverish. That's our definition that we've learnt from Mrs. Wordsmith. But they might have a different way of explaining the meaning of the word. So you could ask them, and you might find that the grown-up that you are with today doesn't actually know the word clammy. And if that happens, what you can do is you can spend a little bit of time explaining the word to them. So you are going to be potentially the teacher in that situation. So that's really, really good. Once you've discussed the meaning of the word clammy, remember it means soggy or moist, like your skin when you're sweaty or feverish. Once you've had that discussion, what does this word actually mean? Then you might have a little chat about times when you've been clammy. So I told you the story about my bus journey when I was on holiday a few years ago, where it was really sticky and icky and hot. But you might have stories of your own, where you or a friend of yours maybe has felt particularly clammy. They might have had a clammy handshake if they were nervous perhaps, or they might have experienced some clammy weather, for example. So your second challenge is purely a discussion challenge. If you don't have anyone around to discuss it with, just have a little think, and you might want to write down a few ideas, but you don't have to. So yeah, well done everyone for today. Really quick one. You've been absolutely fabulous, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you for another video tomorrow. Bye.